Hi, welcome back to Our Hours Walk. Never a dull week for Sheffield Wednesday. Here we go again. How you're doing? We've got Jez Lewis and Tom back to run the rule over. Yeah, some more good and bad news for Wednesday. Of course, this week we're looking at the further 6-point deduction handed down by, of course, the EFL. Tom saying here, don't want to be called negative, but I don't think our playoff hopes can be counted anymore. But the good news, of course, is that apparently that's it now. There won't be any more. We're also talking about the manager. George says, I did criticise him for the Derby performance, but after Preston, he's won my confidence back. Other fans aren't so sure. What do you think? Plus, we're talking about, yes, good news is that we might have our goalkeeper back shortly as well. Plus, we're talking about the Christmas fixtures. Is there any hope in the 6 games we've got over this festive period? We're also manifesting who we want in the FA Cup third round draw, which is made next week. Please not Coventry City. And we're up to the letter H, of course. There's only really one answer for this one, but nonetheless, stay tuned to the end of the video as we'll ask the lads who or what gets in for the letter H. Good to have you back, Jez. Are you fully recovered from this nasty bug and everything yet?
Yeah, and Wednesday's got me on spirits even better, even more.
All right, good man then. Let's take in the most recent news then before we talk about the Preston game then, shall we? Yeah, further 6-point deduction, back down to minus 10, lads. The Pompey result is taken off your hands, but I mean, Jez, do you look at this positively and go, yeah, well, that's it now?
It was a reality. It was going to come. It was just how much the winner gave, and it's potentially Chansey is. I've said his word, but again, it's his last parting gift in it. Another 6 points because he didn't pay the player, so we get deducted. So that's the way it goes. So we expected it at some point.
Yeah, better this season than next, of course, Tom, as well. And also, Shansiri also has that added bit in there that he's not allowed to become part of any football club going forward for the next 3 years. I mean, that should be 33 years, shouldn't it, really?
Yeah, I was going to say he's got a flight there of only 3 years. But, yeah, I mean, the good news is, like you said, it's this year instead of next year. Because, yeah, if we started next year with -6, it just puts another damper on it. From what I've heard, I think that's it. I'm not sure if someone can correct me if we're going to get any more. I mean, I'm not too sure, but yeah,
it all depends on how we come out of administration. It sounds positive, but if we do not pay the 25p in the pound, we'll get a -15 start. But it sounds like everything's in line not to do that. So let's just say pause, and then we'll move on from there. You know.
Yeah, I mean, with the current how you've been playing and looking at how tight the bottom was. Did you have any hope, Lewis, that perhaps, had this not happened, there could have been a slight chance that you might have saved yourself? It is now over, isn't it? You are now going down. We can confirm that, I think, now in December.
Yeah, I think all Wednesday fans had accepted it anyway, but this is it's the final nail in the coffin today, I think. That's it.
Okay. Just, I mean, in terms of administrators, what's your understanding of where we're at now, timelines and so on?
Thankfully, I don't know a great deal, really, because that's how it should be. But they've come out and said that the deadline's been put back a week or a couple of weeks to get a preferred bidder. I think that's positive in the fact that there's more than one, a number of bids in, if that's true. And it can only be good. So we get the right person or the right group to come and take over. It doesn't matter, really. We can't sign players up until they're free, so let's get them in at the right time. So it's positive.
Yeah. But, I mean, I've seen lots of good takes on the news here, Tom, including your own one there about playoffs. I mean, Wednesday fans have got good humour, haven't they? And have been brilliant throughout all of this, despite, I think any other club, any other fan base, it would have broken them.
Yeah, I mean, for us, we're pretty used to it over the last 10 years. We've had a lot of heartache, so I think we just got to make fun of it. But I think it's just good that it's kind of getting over it now. And I think just looking forward, it'll be interesting to see what we actually do. If we'll play the kids, if it will kind of take the shackles off if we'll just totally give up and be on the beach. I don't know what will happen. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if it improves us or is a bit of a detriment as well.
Yeah, okay. Right, let's talk about footballing matters then, shall we? Preston North End being the latest game, Lewis. This came in from the SWFC Scout. See what you think of this one. People having a go at Pedersen blows my mind. Today against Preston, we should have had 4 goals for us. The play today was as good as anything we've seen in all of 2025. Look at what the guy is working with. We are lucky, I'll stress that again, we are lucky to have him at the club. This might be Pedersen's burner account, we don't know. But do you agree with the sentiments there, Lewis, or not?
I mean, I agree with half of it. I think the performance on Saturday was, brilliant. I think considering where we were on Sunday last week to the performance this week, I think it's improved a lot better, and that's just a credit to the players. I think I know we questioned him last week, and I'm probably still going to question him this week with the substitutions. And I think it was like the 80th minute when we made our first sub, and short corners and just different things like that just didn't seem to work throughout the game. And it didn't seem to change either. I know he said in an interview after the game he couldn't bring on certain players until the 75th or something like that. But I think he's got a full bench, and I'd like to see him use it because everyone looked tired and it needed changing. But I think the reason that we played so well is just a credit to the players, and they stepped up on Saturday, but it just weren't, they just weren't enough.
Yeah. Cheers. I want to talk about Big Neil in a bit more detail in a second. But the contrasting view to that, Jez, was from Peter here. He says, we need a manager, a good coach. However, Pedersen's had a nightmare against Preston. He started with 4 at the back. We scored. Then we moved us to a 5. Then we conceded. We went back to a 4. We scored. The lads were blowing. He wouldn't make a change. And then finally went 2-3 down. He brings on a centre-half. An absolute disaster from Pedersen. Well done to the players. And it was really, really mixed online. And I'm not sure where you're at with the manager. I know you were ill last week, but our conversation on here with the lads was very much about should we be allowed to call him out when he makes mistakes? We know he's doing the job for us, but actually he's especially the Derby result, obviously in particular. Where are you with him?
I'm frustrated, but understand that he's under the restrictions he's got. I'm frustrated that we didn't make changes in the way that you can adapt a game even though you set a formation. I don't agree with the start of the 4 at the back because I thought we stayed with 3. We overlap in full centre halves. But if these players are on the bench, they might not be able to see out a game, they might not affect it. But the players in the team, so if the midfield's running out of legs, put a midfielder on. If we think we're going to lose, or we feel like we're going to lose because of what we are, does it matter? I know it was a tight game, but we should have been 4-up. We didn't take the chances. So if the midfield's running up, we've got Thornton on the bench. He brought him on on Millwall against Wednesday. So why didn't he bring him on Saturday? It's kind of a frustration that the changes can be made. They may work, they may not. But we didn't make changes and we got beat. So you've got to throw the dice sometimes.
Yeah. One of the other criticisms, Tom, was about the penalty decision. We know McNeil is on a hat trick at that point, and McNeil scoring a header is brilliant news. I mean, how one of the shortest players on the pitch managed to do it is great. But should he have been given the third roll of the dice there? I mean, HP says I backed him all the way, but that was on Pedersen. Our best and most experienced player was told not to take the penalty when we were on minus points. And we need to F off that set piece coach now. Is he still not getting paid? Come back to
I don't think we have one, do we? I think he's gone. But
Is he gone?
I
think he might have left earlier in the season.
Well, that's why you can't defend corners, isn't it? Yeah. What about the penalty decision?
Yeah, I think I might be in a bit of a minority where actually, when I was watching it, he goes up and he goes, "Give me the ball." He wanted it. He had confidence, and I think shocking penalty. And in hindsight, you go, "Give it, ban him." But again, like maybe if we were going for top of the league, or if we were trying to get playoffs or survive, I think we're already down. A player getting some confidence, I'm not against it. I think it was just a crap pen. And then obviously after, everyone's going, you should have given it Bannon. But when I saw him going up and going, give me the ball, I think if you back yourself, go for it. But apart from Bannon, I don't know how many other good players we have on the pitch that would take it. And if Bannon's the captain, he goes, no, I'm taking it. So I think it's kind of I'm not too fussed about that. I think it was more the other chances as well throughout the game that we missed. I think there's other issues there. But yeah, I think whether he took it or Bannon took it, yeah, I mean, from now on, Bannon's going to take it anyway, so I don't think it's too much of an issue. But I'm not sure what the other lads think.
Yeah, Lewis, you agree?
Yeah, I totally agree with Tom. I think when McNeil stepped up to take it, I think there were no, well, especially where I was sat, there were no complaints about McNeil taking it. I think he scored 2 in the game. He's got bags of confidence from them 2 goals. There were no reason why he shouldn't have took it, in my opinion. I think obviously looking back in hindsight, like Tom says, obviously Canamarchi should have took it, or Bannon, or whoever else. But nothing wrong with McNeil taking it, in my opinion. Obviously, it was a bit of an awful penalty, and it is what it is. But if he'd have scored it, we wouldn't have been having this conversation. So I wouldn't mind. I didn't mind McNeil taking it.
Yeah. Any of you got any complaints for Hovarth and for the 3rd goal? Should you save that?
Have we got any complaints about Hobart? My God, it's a slip, slide, cha-cha-cha slide, isn't it? Come, go back, slide, and it just, But he is Cardiff's 3rd or 4th choice, so you've got to take that in. But he's 6'4", he's got long reach. You've got to come out and claim. You've got to make a decision. And they're protected, aren't they? So if he gets touched, he goes down, he gets a foul. He doesn't know neither. So we've got to ride with it until hopefully Charles comes back.
Yeah, so on Instagram earlier, apparently it's going to be back soon, Tom. That can only be good news, can't it?
Yeah, I mean, I take anyone in net at the moment. I think, I know we have this stretch kid, but yeah, he hasn't had any experience. So I think they're just going, look, he'll take all the flack, especially when we have a bit of a bad defence. Everyone will blame Hovarth. Then we get a new guy in, and in Piers Charles, and he'll kind of steady the ship a bit. So, yeah, at least he's coming back. But I assume next season he'll probably be gone. I assume a team will come in for him, and I'm not sure if we can keep him in League One unless we give him, maybe promises that he's first choice and we give him a lot of money. I'm not too sure, but I can see a better team taking him off us next season.
Right then, before we move on, thank you for all the comments and all the love we've been getting on this channel. As difficult it is to talk about Wednesday every week, these 3 turn up and do it. So we're mightily grateful for you 3 and grateful for your support as well. There's great Wednesday channels out there which have been the life and soul of this club of this very difficult period. But yeah, we're grateful just to be tagging along and reviewing all the good takes and bad takes that we see on social media, of which there's been plenty. To never dull moment on the Wednesday social media. Right, let's have a look at the Christmas fixtures then for a second, because we're heading into that the best part of the year in terms of footballing. Jez, are you one of those that loves the Boxing Day schedules of football? I mean, the Premier League hasn't got it. There's lots of chatter around that, but yeah, some people will cry out for a winter break. Are you very much old school and love it?
Old school. I'm old, and it's old school, and it's tradition. Boxing Day game, nice. 12 o'clock kickoff. It's good. It's the best. Yeah. It's probably one of the highlights of the footballing calendar, really.
Absolutely. Let's have a look then, shall we then? This weird double header, Lewis. For some reason we've got, and it's the same for all teams, but you've got obviously Blackburn this Saturday, but then you play them again in 3 weeks' time after Christmas as well. Is that an advantage, the way that the fixture computer's thrown that up, or a disadvantage to some teams depending on who you've got?
I think probably for some teams it could be a disadvantage, but I mean, at Wednesday at the moment, it's just take every game as it comes. We don't think we're really looking forward as much, but I think it's quite weird. Blackburn at home.
Okay, let's have a look at them then. So Blackburn aren't very good at home, Tom. Their record at Ewood Park is shocking. I think it's worse than yours. I think I'll check that. And then Watford away, Ipswich away, and then these 3 home games against Derby, Hull, and then Blackburn again. Yeah, what are you thinking out of 18 points there?
Well, I mean, just after that Blackburn record, it'll be a 3-0 Blackburn based on what's been going on. But yeah, to be honest, I'm not expecting much. It's hard to say more than a few points, if I'm being honest. Just maybe on one of these games, maybe Hull City, maybe they've had, a bit too much Christmas turkey and they just don't turn up, something like that. I can see a couple of them maybe get a win and a draw, maybe out of it. That's all I'm hoping for, really.
I mean, what's the mood like at Hillsborough? I don't just mean the ground, but around the pubs and the concourses. I mean, it's a weird scenario to be in, isn't it, Jez? That you're still turning up and paying your money and supporting the team, but is going to be playing Mansfield next season now. And is it an odd atmosphere, or is it galvanises?
When I sit, it's kind of a normality while the game's on, because you moan and groan that people can't trap it and they can't pass the ball straight and all the rest of it. But there's an acceptance that we are where we are, and you just have to move on as such. It's strange. I think that's one of the things that doesn't help the atmosphere as well, because it starts off all right, and then you watch the game and you think, "Oh, this is just the same as last week," and then the atmosphere drops off. So, I think it's muted, but there's an acceptance.
Yeah, difficult. The one fixture not on there, of course, is the FA Cup third round fixture, which of course will be drawn next weekend. So we're manifesting on here who we want. We've had Coventry, Tom, for the last couple of years, I think, drawn in the third round. They ultimately, when we asked them, said anybody but Sheffield Wednesday.
I mean, I definitely don't easy tie for what they did to us.
It would.
If anything, they stick 10 past us probably. But...
Come on, we need some cheer, don't we? We need a nice bigger. Do you want a nice big away day at a Prem team, or would you prefer to have a nice easy trip to a non-league club?
I mean, the team we'd put out would probably be if we're playing our reserves, it would be non-league. So yeah, I think we do a big away game, Old Trafford or Anfield, something like that. But in recent years, I think we got Everton, maybe Brighton, but this is going back like in the last 10 years. We've got a couple of Premier League teams, and it's just been pretty poor. So I'd take one of the big boys, especially now we've got nothing to lose. At least a day out.
Yeah, we got you in the COVID years, didn't we? In the FA Cup draw. I think if you go to Anfield, Tom, you might stand a chance actually getting through at the moment.
Isaac at the moment.
Don't mention number.
We're trying not to mention
1-0 up.
I had the lowest ranked team in the competition at home. Or the highest.
Can't play ourselves.
That's what I want. If we're going to go out when we're away, let's have a big one. Then we can take a lot of fans and let's sell out. And we want the lowest rank at home, so we might have a chance of winning a game at Hillsborough. That's what we need.
Brilliant. There you go. I mean, sometimes the teams that are down there go on a cup run themselves, don't they? So you never know. Lewis, who do you want?
I agree with Jez. Either a big away day out, lose 5-0, but it's a great day out, or get a non-league team and try and go as far as we can, putting out the kids.
Okay, let's manifest this then. You want United away then, something like that, yeah?
Oh, dear me.
Right. Come on then. Let's have it. Let's see if we can manifest that. Right then. Finally, this week we're on the A to Z of Sheffield Wednesday. We're up to the letter H this week. I'm guessing, just to save the bother of everyone saying the same answer, we'll put Hillsborough in there, shall we? As ultimately the one thing that has to go in the A to Z of Sheffield Wednesday. But do we have any honourable mentions for the letter H?
David Eric Hurst.
I knew that one was going to come.
It's the other. We've had some good. I mean, in my time, we've had Martin Hodge, Paul Hart, John Arts, all that kind of stuff. We've had some good players with H. We've had some rubbish as well, but nobody's gonna top David Hurst. I wouldn't have thought if you were thinking about H's. So
okay. Tom, Lewis, any others?
I think yeah, maybe Gary Hooper of recent
Yeah,
years. I think, yeah, he was a top player. Think about, yeah, I'm going to say his name again, but when we have Ugbo and all these other players, if you just think about, yeah, the team we used to have 10 years ago or something, what they'd walk into our side right now. But yeah, we even got him a bit later on in his career as well, obviously after him being at Celtic and other things, but yeah, he was class.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. As much as all the pedigree you mentioned there, Jez, we've got to put the stadium in, haven't we?
Yeah. Let's we have. We might move. You never know who takes over. You might see that it's the last episode of Hillsborough at some point, or the next few years, depending on how it takes the kit. But yeah, it's home, isn't it? It is Rust Bucket.
Do you remember your first game at the Old Lady?
Yeah, 1978.
Yeah, who against?
Wolverhampton Wanderers, 0-0.
Okay.
I think it was.
Lewis, what was your first game at Hillsborough?
I must have been about 3 or 4, but I remember, I think it was Bolton. I was pulling it from my memory. I think it was a win against Bolton. My dad took me.
Okay. Tom, what was yours?
Yeah, I think it was Norwich at home, I think, like early 2000s, but I'm not too sure. I do remember being a kid, Jermaine Johnson scoring 1 goal, but I think I was a bit older then. But yeah, I've not had many good seasons, at least I'll say that.
In the comments, can we find anybody watching who 1978? Did you say, Jez?
Yeah,
first game. Yeah. Can we find anybody whose first game at Hillsborough was before pre-1978? Let's see who we can find. I think it's our oldest viewer. Right. Thank you very much, you three. We will leave you there for this week. Appreciate you coming on with all your good humour as always. We'll see you, of course, after the Blackburn away game. I've got a funny feeling we'll be sitting here next week talking about a shock Wednesday win.
I hope you're right.
I really
I'm out all day, so hopefully.
Right, join us for that next week. Do drop us a subscribe if you haven't yet done so. It'd be absolutely amazing. And we'll see you in 7 days' time. Thanks for watching.